This video will go over pages 5 and 6 in your String Basics book or handout, whatever you're using. We'll go through all of the exercises. Don't feel like you need to do the whole video every time. You can always start at different portions for your practicing. This should all be review, but at the same time, we really want to be focusing on beautiful playing position. So before each exercise, I really want you to check to make sure that you have good posture, your shoulders are back, your instrument's in beautiful playing position. Find good left hand shape, checking especially where your thumb is and making sure you have a straight EWP line, and then also checking that beautiful bow hold we have. We can tap our first finger and our fourth finger and wiggle our thumb to make sure everything is balanced. We're going to start with number 6, which is D major intervals. Notice below we also have some dynamics to be paying attention to. Okay, so from the beginning, I'll count us off 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your bow on your D string, tap 1 on your bow hold, tap 4, and wiggle the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mezzo piano. Mezzo forte. For any of these exercises, if you feel like you need to repeat them, feel free to pause the video or rewind the video and do it with me again. Let's try number 7, Ocho Rios. Again, starting mezzo piano. I will not take the full repeat just to save time, but feel free to do so in your own practicing. So remember, those are eighth notes, so we're thinking 1 and 2 and 3, 4 as we're playing and subdividing. 1 and 2 and ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Retake, repeat. So remember, that thing that looks like an apostrophe is a retake, meaning we lift our bow from the string and reset back down at the frog. The symbol you see above the first D, that first note, is a down bow symbol. So we want to make sure no matter what happens throughout the piece, when we take that repeat, we start at the frog. I know I lied to you and said I wasn't going to retake the repeat, and then I did. Let's try number 8, Some Folks Do. Notice this one has a couple more retakes. It also has a repeat. And violins and violas should be using your fourth fingers where they're marked over both of those A's. So to make sure that we can do that, let's take a second to make sure we have really beautiful hand position. Violins and violas, can you rotate your hand like you're turning in a light bulb? And make sure that your pinky finger is lined up above the D string before you start playing. Your fingers should be like umbrellas over the string. That applies for all of our instruments. And we're making sure our thumb's in the correct position. If your thumb's up too high, pinky's not going to reach. Okay? Number 8, please. 1 and 2 and ready, play. Retake. Retake. Retake, repeat. Fourth finger. Retake. Good. Number 9, we have slurs with skips and steps. Remember, a skip is when it's like you're going up a scale, but you skip over a note. Like if you're climbing the stairs really fast and you skip over a step. And a step is when you're just going up or down like a scale. When we do slurs with 2 quarter notes, especially, we want to make sure we're using exactly half of the bow for each note so we don't end up with uneven or, right, so thinking half, half, half. Okay, so see if you can use the full length of the bow throughout this entire exercise. Number 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that when you're playing something legato with lots of slurs, really smooth notes, that it's even perhaps more important to be feeling that pulse internally. So make sure you're always counting carefully. Number 10, Colonia de Sacramento, kind of combines everything. We've got some fourth finger, some slurs, and notice this one is 2 lines long. So when you get to the end of that first line, make sure your eyes are jumping to the next line. 1, 2, 3, play. Slur, whole bow. Sometimes I often see, or one thing I often see is when we have 2 quarter notes slurred together, especially if it's a piece that also has eighth notes, is that our brains automatically think eighth notes. So make sure I measure 2 of this, that you're actually playing quarter notes, not eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, not. Right, so make sure you're playing quarter notes when they're slurred, okay? Number 11 is a perfect example of this. So notice in measure 1, you have eighth notes slurred together. Measure 2, you have quarter notes slurred together. So we're gonna be really careful on this one. I'm not gonna take the repeat, I promise, actually, on this one, but you can and you're practicing. So blowing leaves from the beginning. Legato means smooth and connected, no space between our notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Retake and good. So that was page 5 in string basics, and I know I said at the beginning of this video that it was pages 5 and 6, but I lied to you. It's just page 5. I think this is long enough, and I'll make a separate video for page 6. Happy practicing.